My name is Kath, and for the last couple of years, I have had the absolute privilege of overseeing the development of songwriting at Belfast City Vineyard. It's been such an exciting journey that has seen an incredible increase in the number of songs being written in our community. Before we started running song circles, I'd say a maximum of 10 to 20 songs were being written in our community each year. Since starting to run song circles, that number is hitting upwards of 100 songs per year. The stats are impressive, but by far the most rewarding and satisfying thing has been seeing a community of songwriters begin to form with more strength, solidity, vision, and purpose. Our journey started with inviting existing songwriters to gather once a week over the summer period, when schedules are often lighter, to share and feedback on songs together. That was going well, and it felt like momentum was building, but then term time busyness hit again. Songwriting dropped to the bottom and fell off the end of the priority list, and people stopped showing up to our gatherings because they had nothing to share. I knew we needed to up the ante somehow, and that was when I heard about the Song Circle model developed by Adam Russell and friends in Campbellsville, Kentucky. With its context of community, its inbuilt songwriting training, its healthy creative rhythms, and its all-important deadlines, the Song Circle model has proven an invaluable tool that has borne a lot of fruit. It has catalysed songwriting amongst our community, helped our writers to steward their gift and hone their craft, fostered a songwriting culture, and has been a key factor behind the overall increase in temperature we've seen around songwriting and creativity. In short, the Song Circle model is a simple and effective way of nurturing songwriting and songwriters in your community. So, what is a song circle and how do you run one? We're going to unpack this over the course of the next 4 videos by looking in more detail at each of the 4 broad phases of the Song Circle model: the initial writing phase, rest phase, the editing phase, and the trialing phase. Before we dive into that, though, let's look briefly at the role of the Song Circle leader. For me, one of the most important things is to ensure that I honour the leaders above me, so I regularly chat through my thoughts and plans with our worship pastor to get his input and any kind of sign-off that's needed. Broadly speaking, I'd say the Song Circle leader's role has 4 key functions: an administrative function, a visionary or strategic function, a nurturing or developing function, and finally a pastoral function. The administrative element covers things like figuring out dates, times, and logistics, establishing ground rules and expectations, setting up group communications, sending out reminders, and, most importantly, being the keeper of the deadlines. In the area of vision and strategy, I'll be thinking about the overall purpose of each song circle and what its desired outcomes are, making some of the bigger picture decisions about how the song circle will run from phase to phase, and considering how it fits into our wider vision for songwriting and worship ministry as a community. The nurturing and developing part of the role is about keeping a focus on how we can best nurture and develop our songwriters and our songwriting at both the individual and the corporate level. It also includes the practicalities of considering how big the song circle should be, who to invite into it, the week-to-week space given to reflection and discussion, and the things I choose to highlight or press into during a song circle. By way of example of both those 2 areas, the visionary and developmental functions of the role, let me tell you a little about our last song circle. Just before it started, Dave, our worship pastor, and I both had a real sense of God speaking about releasing a guttural cry or a roar of worship from our community. And the thought of having homegrown songs that would help us to do this totally set my heart on fire. So at key points in the life of the song circle, like the beginning of each phase, as well as week to week, I would keep on putting that in front of our song circle, asking each writer to tune into the guttural cry waiting to be released in each of them, reminding us all to be listening to what the Holy Spirit is doing in a song. Another big picture developmental decision we took before this last song circle was that we wanted our writers to grow in their editing, so we really stretched into that phase by structuring multiple rounds of editing into the process. It was intense, but it definitely developed both us as writers and the songs we were working on. Finally, the pastoral nature of the role comes to the fore both as we share life together week to week, with all the other opportunities for prayer and support that brings, and around some of the harder parts of pursuing writing in community. People sometimes ask if I've ever had to throw a writer out of a song circle because they didn't meet one of the deadlines, and happily, the answer is no. There have been several occasions now on which a writer hasn't been able to make one of the meetups, but always due to extenuating circumstances like chronic illness or death of a family member, in which the only response has to be compassionate support. There was one time a writer couldn't make a final meetup due to an unforeseen commitment arising. Because it was our last song circle gathering, there was no point in chucking them out, so on that occasion I asked them to send their song via voice memo. So far, I've never felt like the group policeman. I've always felt very much one of the group, in the same boat, and loving it whilst simultaneously bricking it every fortnight as another deadline approaches, or aware of slight nervousness when it comes to feedback on my songs. Yes, there have been a couple of occasions where I've had to have sensitive conversations around disappointment and expectations. And yes, the role is different to being a member, but I cannot tell you how much fun and how life-giving it is. You should definitely try it.